Hi, it's Grandma again, and I have another story finally. It's called Can't You Sleep, Little Bear? And it's written by Martin Waddell, and Barbara Firth is the illustrator. Here we go. You're gonna be introduced to Big Bear and Little Bear. Those are the only two characters in the book. So there's some pretty scenery in the book. Look at this, a pretty tree and woods. What's on the ground? Snow. So it's winter time, right? And there we see Big Bear and there's Little Bear. Okay, once there were two bears, Big Bear and Little Bear. Big Bear is the big bear and Little Bear is the little bear. They played all day in the bright sunlight, and when night came and the sun went down, Big Bear took Little Bear home to the bear cave. Now if you look carefully in this picture, you can probably see the opening to the bear cave right there. You can't see the inside yet, but you'll see it in a minute. Big Bear put Little Bear to bed in the dark part of the cave. Go to sleep, Little Bear, he said. There is Big Bear reading, and here in the dark part of the cave is a nice comfy bed, a little stuffy, and there's Little Bear under the covers with the pillow. So he tells Little Bear, go to sleep, and Little Bear tried. Big Bear settled in the Big Bear chair and read his bear book by the light of the fire. But Little Bear couldn't get to sleep. So like we said, here he is comfy in his chair and Little Bear's in bed, but he cannot get to sleep. So Big Bear comes over to him and says, can't you sleep, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear, putting down his bear book, which was just getting to the interesting part, and he padded over to the bed. I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Said Big Bear. The dark all around us, said Little Bear. Here's the book he set down that he thought was so interesting, but he wanted to see what was going on, if he could help Little Bear, and there they are talking. They look like they really care about each other, don't they? Well, remember, Little Bear had just said he was scared of the dark all around us. So Big Bear looked, and he saw that the dark part of the cave was very dark. He had to admit it. And so he went to the lantern cupboard, and he took out the tiniest lantern that was in there. Big Bear lit the tiniest lantern and put it near to Little Bear's bed. There's a tiny light to stop you being scared, Little Bear, said Big Bear. And Little Bear said, thank you, Big Bear. And he cuddled up in the bed and cuddled where he could see the glow of the light. Now go to sleep, Little Bear, said Big Bear, and he padded back to the bear chair and settled down to read the bear book by the light of the fire. So here's the Big Bear, that's his name, with this little light, little lantern, and there's Little Bear. It looks pretty cozy in bed there, doesn't he? I bet he'll fall right to sleep. What do you think? Well, Little Bear tried to go to sleep, but he couldn't. Can't you sleep, Little Bear? Yawned Big Bear. Goodness. And putting down his bear book with just 4 pages to go to the really interesting part, and he padded over to the bed, and Little Bear said, I'm scared. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Asked Big Bear. The dark all around us, said Little Bear. But I brought you a lantern, said Big Bear. Only a teeny weeny one, said Little Bear, and there's lots of dark. Well, Big Bear looked, and he saw that Little Bear was quite right. There was still lots of dark. So Big Bear went to the lantern cupboard, and he took out a bigger lantern. Big Bear lit the lantern and put it beside the other one. So there he is. there's the little tiny lantern that he got. Now you can see this one's a little bit bigger, so he thought this'll help. There he is, carrying it over, and there's Little Bear in bed watching him. And, excuse me, that should help, don't you think? Think that'll do the trick? Big Bear said, now go to sleep, Little Bear. And he padded back to the bear chair, and he settled down to read in his bear chair by the light of the fire. Do you think that's the end? Little Bear tried and tried to go to sleep, but he couldn't. Okay, here's comfy bear, Big Bear in his chair, but what's this guy doing? Does that look like he's trying to go to sleep? Well, it looks like he sure isn't doing a very good job of it, is it? He's like up on his head. And he says he can't, well, he hasn't said it yet, but he is trying to go to sleep. Now, Big Bear grunts because he hears that noise. He goes, He puts down his bear book with just 3 pages to go, and he pads over to the bed and he says, can't you sleep, Little Bear? I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. What do you think he's going to say? I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Asked Big Bear. The dark all around us, said Little Bear. But I brought you 2 lanterns, said Big Bear, a tiny one and a bigger one. Not much bigger, said Little Bear, and there's still lots of dark. Here they are talking. Little Bear looks wide awake in his bed, and there's Big Bear talking to him. It's like, Well, Big Bear thought about it, and then he went to the lantern cupboard, and he took out the biggest lantern of them all. He must have quite a few lanterns in there. And with 2 handles on it and a bit of chain, because it was a pretty good sized one. And he hooked the lantern up above Little Bear's bed. So that was a good spot, wasn't it? I've brought you the biggest lantern of them all, he told Little Bear. That's to stop you being scared. Oh, thank you, Big Bear, said Little Bear, curling up in the glow and watching the shadows dance on the wall. Now go to sleep, Little Bear, said Big Bear, and he padded back to the bear chair, and he settled down to read the bear book by the light of the fire. So there he is. He's got that biggest lantern of all, and remember he had a chain and everything to hook it onto, and he's hanging it up to the ceiling. Little Bear's watching, and he thinks, this'll be helpful. They both think that's going to do the trick. You think it did? Did he go right to sleep? Let's see. Little Bear tried and tried and tried some more to go to sleep, but he couldn't. Here he is, tossing and turning all over the place. He just can't get settled down. There's his little stuffy. He can't get settled down to get to sleep, can he? Even with the bright lantern. Can't you sleep, Little Bear? Groaned Big Bear, putting down his bear book with just 2 pages to go. And padding over to the bed. Here he is. Little Bear still struggling, and Big Bear hears it, and he comes over and asks, can't you sleep? And what do you think Little Bear says? I'm scared. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Asked Big Bear. What's he gonna say? The dark all around us, said Little Bear. But I brought you the biggest lantern of them all. And there isn't any dark left, said Big Bear. Yes, there is, said Little Bear. There is out there. And he pointed out the bear cave at the night. So here he is in bed. Little Bear standing up with the nice bright light above his bed. And he points to that door that leads the opening. It's not really a door, but it's an opening that leads up and out of the cave, out into the outside. He said, it's dark out there. Well, Big Bear saw that Little Bear was right, and Big Bear was very puzzled. All the lanterns in the world couldn't light up the dark outside. It was nighttime, right? Big Bear thought about it for a long time. And then he said, come on, Little Bear. Where are we going? Asked Little Bear. Out, said Big Bear. Out into the darkness, said Little Bear. Yes, said Big Bear. But I'm scared of the dark, said Little Bear. No need to be, said Big Bear, and he took Little Bear by the paw and led him out from the cave into the night. There he is. They're holding hands, aren't they? And he's helping him up the steps. It's a nice bear cave, isn't it? So he led him out of the cave into the night, and it was dark. Ooh, I'm scared, said Little Bear. Cuddling up to Big Bear. Isn't it nice to cuddle with your mom or dad? Big Bear lifted Little Bear and cuddled him and said, look at the dark, Little Bear. And Little Bear looked. Look at There they are. They're cuddling. You can see that they came out from the cave, and there's the dark. Okay. I brought you the moon, said Little Bear. Let me read that again. He didn't say that. Big Bear said to Little Bear, I brought you the moon, Little Bear. The bright yellow moon and all the twinkly stars. Now that's a pretty special lantern, isn't it? There's the twinkly stars and the beautiful woods. And there's the big moon, and they're cuddling together. And he's saying, that's a lot bigger light than a lantern, isn't it? And he's showing him that. Just a minute, I have a little visitor that's making some noise. There they are, cuddling together. Oh, what's going to happen? But Little Bear didn't say anything when he showed him the moon and the stars, for he had gone to sleep, safe and warm in Big Bear's arms. And Big Bear carried Little Bear back into the bear cave, fast asleep, and he settled down with Little Bear on one arm and the bear book on the other, cozy in the big bear chair by the fire. So there's that picture when they were cuddling and you realized that he'd fallen asleep. And there he is. Doesn't he look comfy, cozy, sleeping in his Big Bear's arms? Go back into the cave, settle in the chair. And there he is. There's the fire glowing. There's them. Little Bear's sound asleep, and Big Bear's reading. And Big Bear read the bear book right to the end. There's that word again, the, and this word end. And look what happened to Big Bear. He fell asleep too. And so they were both sleeping in the chair that night. And that's the end of the story called Can't You Sleep, Little Bear? I hope you liked it. I'll see you again soon. Mwah. Love you.